Hey YouTube, what's going on? Peace, love, light, and King Noble Black Supremacy. Before I get into this video, I just wanted to remind all of us that there is no discoveries without light and darkness combined, and we're black and we should know that. So we should always be able to manipulate either or to our benefit and to the benefit of the people. But for this video, it's going to be a little bit different than the videos I normally put out. I came across some inspiration of what many of us would see as sad or disheartening. You know, if you've been keeping up with the news, there have been a couple black brothers that have been shot down. One dark, one light brother, but it don't matter. This has been circulating within our social media outlets. So I actually wanted to talk about that. What made me want to talk about that was just coming across conspiracy theorists. I hope I pronounced that right. And dealing with that, and then dealing with actual real information. So before I go too deep into this video, I want to stress out that those who try to push out real information, real news, those people are valuable in our community. And those who push out these conspiracy theories, those people are also needed in our community. Because we are being attacked in so many different forms and in so many different ways. So we need to be able to maintain that balance in order to do what we're supposed to do and fulfill. So the two men that I wanted to talk about, their names are Abery and what's the other brother's name? Abery and Sean. Those are the two brothers that I wanted to talk about in this video. If you do not know who those brothers are, I'll actually hopefully be able to provide y'all some links so y'all can get more up to par, and be able to kind of follow me a little bit better in this video. But anyway, Abery, I guess he was jogging in a white neighborhood, and he racially had got gunned down by KK members, racist, whatever. And then there's this other brother who was in a high-speed chase with the cops. And I guess he pulled over and he tried to run from them or hide or whatever. And they ended up shooting him, brutally shooting him, murdering him. So I just wanted to figure out what you guys' opinion is on either situation, because I know, to the best of my knowledge, one of the killings was from people who were in the neighborhood, but they were KKK, so it was supposed to be racially motivated. And then the second killing was from an actual black cop who shot this other brother. There's some controversy there. So I think this is a very important topic to discuss amongst us black people, to kind of figure out where everybody's mind is at. I know that 1,000,000% we cannot continue to allow ourselves to be manipulated mentally, because I know that this government, they do take advantage of that, desensitizing us, our feelings of being hopeless and having hopelessness. So we do have to be mindful of that. So regardless if we see these situations as actually real situations or conspiracy theory, we cannot allow ourselves to be distracted from what we are trying to accomplish in the community. We need to make those steps to always be ahead of the game. We can't afford to be caught off guard, especially with what they're putting out in the media. We should definitely share it amongst our communities so we can, you know, rev up and maybe better operate our plans and what we intend to do in our communities. But it shouldn't be always a shocker or a letdown. That shows that we need validation of those who are oppressing us. And the only validation, if we're going to have any type of validation, it should be black people amongst other awakened black people and figuring out solutions from there. It should not be worldwide validation. Fuck all that. So I just wanted to kind of go over that. I feel like I had a lot more to say about the situation because I'm subscribed to so many different people. You know, I like to have different perspectives on different things. I don't like to keep my mind in one area, so I kind of like to expand and see what I'm working with. I've always thought that way. That's always been a big part of my life, even in the single digits. Being a young, you know, a very young little girl, just always carrying, okay, this happened because this, that, whatever. But yeah, I was definitely inspired to make this video. I know it's not normally the content that I put out, but I felt the need to talk about these two potentially delicate situations. Okay, so let's talk about Ahmad. Let's talk about Ahmad. Okay, so Ahmad, do I feel like that was an actual real situation? Before I actually answer that question, it does not matter if it was an actual real situation or if it was a fake situation. But and I hope I don't hurt people's feelings, but let me try to explain that. For some of us, if we see it as fake news, then we get to kick back, oh, that ain't nothing. They just trying to manipulate us and I don't got to do nothing now. No, there's still work that needs to be done. So whether it's an actual real situation or if it's an actual a conspiracy theory, you need to always be on point. Every black person on the planet always needs to be on point. It just gives you the opportunity to give more balance. It's not an opportunity to kick your feet back. So regardless if these situations are, you know, if we're just looking at them as conspiracy theory, you know, or people who've been paid off to put shady stuff in the black community, we still need to always stay guarded mentally, physically, spiritually. So we have absolutely no reason to slack. So depending on what your thought process is, we need to treat every death and situation as a real situation. But again, like I said, if something intuitively is telling you that, you know, this shit is fake, you know, it's just propaganda, just always make sure that your mind is strapped tight and you're aware of that in your own psyche. And you are prepared for war in that way too. Because like I said, there's just so much shit out there. But okay, so answering that question. Ahmad's death. Was it a real situation? When I look deeply into it, okay, I look at the video footage. When I first watched it, it did look weird to me. It looked hella weird. It did look hella weird. And I'm like, because honestly, I thought that he got killed from the person that was in the truck. So it was confusing for me to follow. Did I watch the video several times? Hell no. I don't like to watch shit like that. Because I feel like there's certain black people in the community that can be utilized in certain ways, and then there are other black people in the community that can be utilized in different ways. And I'm just not that type of person who wants to put that type of shit in my psyche, because I feel like for me it would be distracting, because I run off of my emotions and it will cause sadness and stuff like that. So I feel like it would actually cause me to be a little bit more disfocused. Maybe that's something that I would actually have to work on in order to get to that level to where I watch shit like that. But hell the fuck no, I didn't watch that video several times and try to analyze what the fuck happened. To me, it wasn't worth, it's not worth my mental. Because, you know, like I said, I have certain strengths. And I feel like watching something like that over and over and trying to figure this shit out, it would actually be weakening one of my stronger traits. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying there? So, yeah, I would have to say the video, like I said, I thought that he was shot from the truck. I couldn't, you know, I didn't know that there was a gun. Like, I saw that there was, like, people wrestling, but I didn't realize there was a gun there. And maybe that's because my sense of detail is not the best, but I did not see a gun. But then again, like I said, I did not watch the video more than 2 times even, maybe. So I'm probably the worst to try to tell you the proper story. That's something that you're going to have to actually look up on your own. So yeah, that didn't make sense to me. And then when it came to the parents, and when the news people talked to the parents, they didn't have very much emotion. A lot of people will say, well, we deal with mourning, grief and stuff like that differently. There was nothing. Like, it's almost like their son was an associate or something. Like, it was just crazy. It did look scripted. When I took a look at the mom is looking over here and looking over there. And, I do that shit too. But you lose your son and you're telling me you're looking over here, you're looking over there, you're looking over here, you're looking up here. What's the problem? So, like I said, there might be something to these conspiracy theories, but I say that do not allow even that shit to distract you, because it can also be used as a distraction, for some of us black people. So the safe way to go about it is to carry out as though they're all real situations, because we are still getting killed regardless of if they got this conspiracy shit going on or not. We're being killed physically and mentally. So yeah, it's not just a physical war. It is definitely a spiritual war as well. And we cannot ignore either of those things. So I definitely wanted to talk about that. Okay. So I guess I'll end it with that particular situation. Now, people haven't really been talking about the other brother, Sean Reed. That was the speed chase one with the cop and everything. Technically, that was not race motivated, but in my opinion, there is a division between darker people and lighter people. Sean looked like he could have potentially been biracial. A lot of people who have one white parent and one black parent, they consider themselves as mixed or biracial for the reason that science. Okay, my parent is clearly white, or my parent is clearly black, or we could just say non-black, because not all of us who are mixed, I guess, have specifically Caucasian and black mix. There's different mixes out there. Whatever. Hold on one moment. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, and I know this because my oldest child has a parent who is a non-black parent. So I know And, you know, it is a little bit different from having a parent who has two black parents versus the child who has one black parent, one white parent. I feel like when it comes to things like that, if they want to feel like they're mixed, or if they want to feel like they're biracial, they can keep that in their heart. But when it comes to dealing with the society, they must carry themselves like a black man or a black woman, because that's how they will be treated. And whatever privilege that they may have is temporary, and it's an illusion, you know. But that's a whole different video. I just wanted to touch on that quickly. Anyways, let's get back to Mr. Sean. That officer was a brown man. He was darker than Sean. Sean looked like he has potentially a one non-black parent and one black parent. I'm gonna say white. You know, he had green eyes. He was light skinned. He was the same complexion as my son. You know, my son doesn't have green eyes or anything like that. So if he wanted to, he could actually pass for, you know, just a light skinned black. But this brother right here, he actually had green eyes and everything. And like I said, there is a division when it comes to our brown black people versus our high yellow black people. So it's like, yeah, the cops are race soldiers. If they appear to be black physically, they are white in blackface. That's what I see them as, period, point blank. Because they're carrying out the same mission as our oppressor. So we can't look at them differently than those who are police who are white. We cannot look at them differently. But yeah, but when it comes to that high-speed chase between Sean and that cop, it was racially motivated in two ways. The one way is what I was just bringing up, where it's a black man in white face, but in the other way, it's a dark man saying, "Got that light-skinned son of a bitch." You know, and it's funny because I've actually shared that with someone before, because it's crazy, because being an empath, I tap into certain different energies, and if you actually research that cop and you're an empath like me, man, that cop, he don't give a damn, like, and it's really sad, because we have the same issue in our supposedly quote unquote awakened community. We are not allowed to have acceptance amongst different colors of black people. We still want to cause division and separation. And some of it, I don't want to go so far to say is justified, but I know that some of it has to do with hurt and being under the realization that light-skinned people have this temporary privilege that might mess up their heads and can cause the light-skinned person to then become Caucasian and be in blackface. So, but what we have to realize is not all of them are like that. And our great leaders show that. While we want to attack white supremacy and say these people are primitive, these people are monsters, these people are devils, and history shows that shit is true. When it comes to the black people who are in our collective, we've actually had sincere leaders that have been light-skinned or are quote unquote biracial, who've actually helped us evolve in certain ways. Malcolm X, you know? So we can't discredit that. Maybe we should move carefully amongst these people who may have, you know, one black parent and one non-black parent, but we should not immediately be like, fuck, you know, fuck these people. They're, you know, their mind isn't this or that, blah, 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 blah. We should take heed to the signs. We should treat mixed people, light-skinned people, whatever. If you are one who naturally discriminates due to the love you have for your people and due to safety, you gotta treat light-skinned people like you are in a new relationship, so to speak. You have to treat them like that. You should not, off the top, discredit and come under these assumptions that they're this way or that way. We should be observing their moves. Now, because, let me bring up this point, because as you know, there are dark people who are Caucasian in blackface. So let's not forget that. And they are also in our supposedly quote unquote awakened community. So we cannot allow distractions to manifest. We have to stay focused. Our third eye needs to be open all times. We have to do that. We cannot slack there. So it doesn't matter what shade, okay? Like I said, if you're a black person who had these poor experiences with light-skinned people or biracial people, treat it like it's a new relationship. Be on your observant side. Allow your intuition to guide you. But do not be so quick to throw them under the train for that. Because, you know, it is what it is. We are still being raped. We may have been raped physically back in the day, but we are continuing to be raped mentally in one way or another. So those of us who have put ourselves in these unfortunate situations where we have made, you know, children who have a non-black parent, that means that we got raped mentally, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to come out with this video. I wanted to talk about these brothers. I wanted to talk about Ahmad. I wanted to talk about Sean, and I wanted to get some more viewpoints on this, what you guys think about this. Okay, so the video of Sean, was that shit real? Absolutely. I don't have no doubt that that shit, you know, wasn't real. But the only little thing that I wanted to say is that it was racially motivated, but, you know, on one spectrum, it was a Caucasian in blackface, you know, and then on the then you look at, well, this is a black man who has agreed to be a race soldier because the police still focuses upon lynchings of black people, while they might take it the extra mile to save somebody white. They would not do the same for a black person. And then you're also looking at hate when it comes to colorism. Like, you're dealing with a brown man who may had, you know, killed this brother because he's biracial or light-skinned. So it could have been something like that. But make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you love the content. Make sure you comment. And make sure you share the video. I do want to hear from you. I don't care how controversial your comments may be. I want to know what your thoughts are about either situation or both. I would love to hear from you. Peace, love, light, and King Noble Black Supremacy.